Okay, so this is my Citroen DS 21. One of my dream cars. It's actually my number 2 dream car. Kind of actually creeping up to like a tie between this and a 48 Packard long wheelbase sedan, which I'm actually getting paid to work on one of those. But basically, that and this are my dream cars. Now this one, I bought for $450 a couple weeks ago, and it needs a lot of work. Yeah, so a little recap. I paid $450 for this thing after seeing it on Facebook Marketplace for basically a listing price of $1,234. The guy was going to send it to the scrapyard if he didn't sell it. So his original offer was $800. I said $400. We met in the middle at $450. So this is the motor. It's a, what is this? 2,175 cc 4-cylinder. And it needs a lot of work. So, down those spark plug holes. Oh, you can see there's a little oil in number 2. There's nothing in number 1, 3, and 4. So, it's pretty rusty inside the motor. At least in number 2. So this weekend, I'm probably going to wind up pulling the head on this thing. And examining how bad the rust actually is. Because I'm wondering how bad this rust is inside, if I can just hone it out. Or do I have to take the motor out, take all the pistons out, and completely re-sleeve the thing? Which, I have the skill to do that. I do have a knowledge in machining. And I do have a lathe and a mill. So I could do that if it's really bad. But I have a feeling just honing it out, maybe a bit of cleaning, should do the trick. And then I can get the motor unlocked, because I'm pretty sure it's number 2 that's sticking the motor. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebuild I'm going to get it running. The alternator's locked up, and the water pump's locked up. I have another water pump, which I'm going to throw on here. This is, I don't know if this is the hydraulic pump, but it is a hydraulic pump. I have an extra one of those. There's the air conditioning pump, which I'm definitely going to be hooking back up. Let's see. Come around to this side. Here's our single carburetor. Over here, air cleaner's off, unfortunately. It's very dirty in there, so I'm going to have to rebuild that carburetor. There's our distributor. Look at the horrors of that. Hopefully, I can just get away with taking that out and cleaning it up. If not, there's a big problem. Because that's really bad. The cap is right here after I labeled everything. I took the cap off because, well, the clips are broken anyway. But yeah, it just needs to be completely rebuilt. But I got to rebuild the entire hydraulic system, too, because I don't trust any of these lines. They're all metal lines. The pump runs at 2,500 PSI for this thing. Okay? That's a lot. Your normal braking system in a car like, I don't know, that Pontiac Aztek over there, probably 300 to 500, maybe? 2,500 for this thing. And you would think, oh, it's just a suspension. It's fine. No, it's not just a suspension. It's also your steering and your brakes. Okay? They're all on off of belts. That's why this thing has a 2-belt pulley on every single thing. Because if you lose your belt, you lose everything. That's what I'm curious. Any of you DS owners out there, do you have no brakes when the car is off? Or is it like a thing, like it's filled with the master cylinder? I'm assuming you have no brakes when the car is off. Which is really bad. I mean, you can get away with no power steering, because that's what this thing would have with the car off, no power steering. But no brakes, that's dangerous. All you got is your handbrake. Working on the front wheels. Oh, by the way, I need one of these calipers down here. I need one of those. I need to clean it out and get one of those. But anyway, all this has to be repaired. I have to figure out what the deal is with this transmission here. Yeah, all these lines, they need to be replaced and changed. But I'm pretty sure I have the knowledge and skill to do that, and the patience, really. Because I know how to make lines, but it's the patience of changing all of them is the thing, because I'm going to do that. This thing sat for so many years. I think it sat since 1987 in some lady's yard. It sat for so long that the back rotted out. Okay, so that's our rear. I need to fix the frame there, but anything after the hydropneumatic stuff is bad, but anything before that is very solid, except for the trunk floor. Like, I'm surprised how solid this car is other than that. There's one small hole in the floor under there, which you can't see, but that's it. It's very solid. It's a very nice car. I absolutely love this thing. But yeah. So this weekend I'm going to be taking the head off. I might make a video about that. I might not, depending on how I feel about doing that. But yeah, this should be a fun little project for me, or a fun big project I don't expect to have done for a while.